Every Lent, we begin the first Sunday of Lent with the story of Jesus being driven into the desert. But this year, the gospel, although others ones have it, it's from Mark. Mark is the shortest, only really 2 basic verses, and although it is brief, it is no less important. It still contains, I think, an essential message for all of us in our journey of the season of Lent, but our journey of life as well. Just as the stations removed from one wall and put throughout the church remind us to journey through Lent in the eyes of Christ's journey from death to eternal life, so this gospel says, how do you live in the midst of the deserts, the barren places of your life? That's really, I think, a way of seeing or a lens to look through in Mark's gospel. Look at the details of this particular gospel. We're told, first of all, that Jesus, by the Spirit, is led, driven to the desert. And then we're told while he is there, he is assaulted by beasts, but ministered by angels. Another detail that really is not in the gospel but alluded to is what happened just before this. Just before this, in Mark's gospel, Jesus has been baptized in the river Jordan. And if you remember at that time, all there witnessed, heard, or experienced the Father's affirmation. This is my beloved Son. And then out of the water emerges Jesus. So what are we to do with these different pieces, these details? Because I think they tell us, how do you live amidst the deserts of your life? Well, first, let's go to the piece that isn't there, but alluded to. Christ is called the beloved Son. Not surprising to us, but what may be surprising is although he is called the beloved Son, now he faces hardship. Now he faces evil. Now he is tempted. Part of us wants to say, is that how you treat a beloved son? And then you remember that you and I have also emerged out of the water of baptism. We're called the beloved daughters, the beloved sons. And we experience hardship. We experience evil in our life, temptation. And so I think the really important lesson is to remember no matter what you face, no matter what may seem to assault you, come against you, or try you, you're always the daughter, always the son. Nothing should diminish that. Nothing rob you of it. Nothing take it away from you. No one claim that this is not true for you. For it is true for all. We are the beloved daughters. We are the beloved sons. No matter what evil we confront, hardship we face. That's an important lesson because in the midst of those deserts, we can forget it. When your feet are burning in the hot sand, you forget that you're still beloved. I am that daughter. I am always that son. That's an important lesson on the journey of life and Lent. But then the second one. It says there that Jesus, it doesn't really choose to go to the desert, does it? It says in Mark, he's very plain and clear, the Spirit drove him out there. He is led, called by the Spirit to go into that time of isolation, that time of barrenness, that time where there is nothing more than my relationship with God. Now, what are the deserts of your life? Places where you feel you've had to be all alone, or you felt suddenly it was only you confronting whatever was assaulting you. Now, it could be some way in which you felt you were not able to supply all that your family needed, emotionally or monetarily. I couldn't really give them what I thought they deserved, what they were seeking from me, what they had a right to ask of me. It was hard not to be able to give it. And yet I didn't choose it. It happened upon me. It could be I lost a job, got downsized, financial situations changed in my life, or emotional abilities were diminished in my own self. I couldn't give what I know they deserved. It wasn't really my fault. Things happened. Or maybe it is there are some medical issues that are going on, physical or emotional again. And maybe it's not only me, it's with someone I love. I can't control that. I wasn't prepared for that. There's uncertainty about the future. Will this be overcome, or will this be something that we'll live with? Something that will be plaguing us, or something that will, in time, begin to diminish? I didn't choose it, but I have to live with it. Or maybe it is a relationship, one that I had really depended on, one that was made in a bond of love and yet has dissolved in brokenness. Or a friend that suddenly has no longer supported me, but rather turned against me. In this brokenness that I did not choose, in this rubble and mass of brokenness, I will live, even though I didn't choose it. Those are some of the deserts I may live in, places I was driven to. And although I did not choose them, I have to find a way to live through them. What does Jesus do? Look at the next part in that gospel. What happens, it says, assaulted by the beasts, but ministered by the angels, the Lord lives for 40 days in that desert. Both are there, the demons, the beasts, as well as the angels and the blessings. And I think that's important. It doesn't say in Mark that the angels come after the beasts depart. He says while they are there, he is ministered to by the angels. And I love Mark because he picks the idea, a very strong image. The beasts are there. I like that because we know, at least in our imagination, beasts always bite us. So do the hardships in life, don't they? They sting, they bite, they hurt. They're real. I can't say to you, well, just think happiest thoughts, sing happy tunes, and all of that will go away. No, there are real beasts. There are real hurts, real hardships, real evils that often touch, come near, and come into our lives. So those beasts, it would say, are also, though, not alone. There are the angels, the opportunities, the blessings that are still there in the midst of that. For example, there are blessings and opportunities offered, even in the midst of the times when I was not able to give to my family all that I thought they deserved, all I thought that they should have, and all that they could claim from me in love and in monetary support. And in that, there is an opportunity, perhaps to recognize what is really essential in my family. Not the things, but the people. Not what I could provide, but for who they are for one another and for me. It's an opportunity to more clarify the real value of this family I am a part of. Maybe it is with that concern over health that I have begun to live days more purposefully. I live my life now with more intention, not putting off, but beginning to engage in, not neglecting something, but relishing and reverencing what already is in my life. That cause for concern in my health has driven me to appreciation of all the moments I already have, those blessings that are already in my hands. Or maybe it is in that brokenness of relationships that I have been driven to recognize the blessings of those who did support me. While others maybe have walked away or others have betrayed me, I can look and see the ones who have not. And in those relationships, I begin to embrace and welcome God's presence. You see, the angels did come to the Lord. The opportunities are there for us, even while the beasts are still around me. Even when I feel they still circle me. So this Gospel of Mark is a wonderful way to begin this holy season of Lent. For it tells us that, yes, there are some hardships that you were not planning on. They were there for you, and you can feel isolated. But you're always that daughter. Always the son. Nothing will rob you of that, nor should anyone take it away from you. And remember that in the barren places you are not alone. For while evil may surround you, the beasts seem to nip at your heels, the angels, the blessings, the opportunities are there as well. Journey through Lent, reminding yourself all of that is true, but most importantly, nothing at all will ever stop God from loving me as the beloved daughter or son that I am.